Welcome to Story Time. Tonight's bedtime story is called The Garden of Dreams. Imagine yourself in the middle of the most beautiful and peaceful garden, where every flower blooms with magic and every breeze whispers a soft lullaby. Let's take a gentle walk through this tranquil place together, and by the end, you'll feel calm, cozy, and ready to drift off into a deep, peaceful sleep. There once was a garden unlike any other, hidden deep within the heart of a quiet, sleepy valley. It was called the Garden of Dreams. This magical garden was filled with the softest flowers, the tallest trees, and a gentle stream that flowed with a soft, soothing melody. The air was always calm and warm, with a soft breeze that carried the scent of lavender and jasmine, making everything feel serene. In the middle of this garden stood a large, wise tree named Sage. Sage had been there for as long as anyone could remember, watching over the flowers and creatures that lived in the garden. His branches stretched wide, providing shade for the birds that made their nests high in his leaves, and his roots were deep, always drawing the softest, sweetest water from the earth. Each evening, just as the sun dipped behind the hills, the garden would glow in the twilight, its flowers shimmering in the soft fading light. The butterflies and bees would settle down for the night, finding cozy places among the petals to rest, while the birds sang their final lullabies before snuggling into their nests. But the most special thing about the Garden of Dreams was the way it could make anyone who entered feel calm and sleepy. You see, the garden had a secret. Its flowers, trees, and even the soft grass beneath your feet held a magic that could bring peace to anyone who visited. It was a place where every step felt like a gentle hug, and every breath made you feel just a little bit more at ease. One evening, a little girl named Ella wandered into the garden. She had been playing in the valley all day and had come across the garden by chance. As soon as she stepped inside, she felt the air grow softer around her, like a warm blanket being draped over her shoulders. The sounds of the world outside seemed to fade, replaced by the gentle rustle of leaves and the faint murmur of the stream. Ella smiled as she looked around. The flowers here were unlike anything she had ever seen before. Each petal seemed to glow with its own light, and the colors were so soft and soothing that it made her feel sleepy just looking at them. She knelt down by a patch of lavender and breathed in deeply, feeling the calmness wash over her. As she wandered further into the garden, she found herself near the wise old tree, Sage. His branches swayed gently in the breeze, and his leaves made a soft, whispering sound. Ella felt drawn to him, as if he had a story to tell, and she sat down beneath his wide branches, leaning against his sturdy trunk. "Hello, little one," Sage said in a voice as soft as the wind. "What brings you to the Garden of Dreams?" Ella yawned, already feeling her eyes grow heavy. "I was just wandering," she said. "But now I feel so calm and sleepy." Sage chuckled, his deep voice full of warmth. "That is the magic of this place, my dear. The garden is here to help you find peace and rest. Would you like to hear a story before you drift off to sleep?" Ella nodded, closing her eyes as she leaned against the tree. Sage's voice was gentle and soothing, like a lullaby. "Many years ago," Sage began, "there was a little fox named Fern who lived at the edge of this very garden. Fern was full of energy and curiosity, always running through the forest and the hills, exploring every nook and cranny. But at night, when it was time to rest, Fern found it difficult to fall asleep. Her mind would race, thinking about all the adventures she wanted to have the next day. One evening, much like tonight, Fern wandered into the Garden of Dreams. She had heard stories about its magic, but had never seen it for herself. As soon as she stepped into the garden, she felt a calmness unlike anything she had ever known. The soft grass beneath her paws, the gentle hum of the bees as they settled into the flowers, it all made her feel so peaceful. Fern found her way to this very tree, and like you, she sat beneath my branches. I told her the same thing I am telling you now. This garden is a place of rest. Here, you can let go of all your worries, and the soft magic of the garden will carry you into a deep, peaceful sleep." Ella sighed softly, already feeling herself relax more with every word. Sage's voice was like a blanket, wrapping around her and making her feel safe and warm. Fern listened to the story of the garden, Sage continued, and as she sat here, the stars began to twinkle in the sky, and the moon rose high above. The flowers around her seemed to glow in the moonlight, their petals gently closing as they, too, prepared for sleep. Fern felt her eyes grow heavy, and soon she was curled up in the soft grass, drifting off into the most peaceful sleep she had ever known. Sage paused, the soft breeze rustling through his leaves like a gentle sigh. Ella was almost asleep now, her breathing slow and steady as she snuggled against the tree. "And so, my dear," Sage said quietly, "just like little Fern, you, too, can let go of your thoughts and let the garden's magic take over. The flowers are here to watch over you, the breeze to sing you to sleep, and the stars to guide you into sweet dreams." Ella felt her body sink deeper into the soft earth beneath her. The warmth of the day had faded, and the cool night air was comforting. She could hear the faint hum of the garden around her, the rustling of leaves, the gentle lapping of the stream, and the soft flutter of butterfly wings as they settled into their resting places. The garden seemed to glow in the moonlight, its beauty calm and quiet. Ella felt herself drifting, her thoughts slowing down as the magic of the Garden of Dreams worked its gentle spell. Her last thought before sleep claimed her was of how beautiful and peaceful this place was, a garden where dreams could grow as soft and comforting as the flowers themselves. As Ella slept, the garden continued its quiet vigil, the stars twinkling above, and the night breeze whispering through the trees. All was calm, all was still, and in the heart of the Garden of Dreams, peace reigned. That was the Garden of Dreams. May the magic of the garden guide you into a deep, peaceful sleep where dreams bloom like the softest flowers. Thank you for joining us tonight on Storytime. Sleep well and good night.